What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Once again, working on the red Mustang. So something I've been wanting to do for a while, which we've never done since we installed it, is cleaning this air filter, which is terrible. It's been on here for years. So I'm gonna start taking all these bolts out of here, and I'm also gonna clean the MAF while I'm at it, since I'll have that off. And yeah, I'm gonna see what that air filter looks like. I'm assuming it's completely filthy. Alright, so I looked it up. This is the SR cold air intake from American Muscle. It is a dry filter, so I'm good to go ahead and just wash this. It doesn't need to be oiled or anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the hose and just rinse it off. Let it dry out in the sun, and while I'm letting that dry in the sun, I got some MAF cleaner, which I'm gonna spray into here, which it doesn't even look that dirty, but you never know, it could always help. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray some MAF cleaner on here too. Alright, so when I rinsed it out, I can actually see light coming through it now, so it should be pretty clean. I didn't use any solution on it, but a good rinse down should help. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry out in the sun for a while. Now I'm going to use the CRC Mass Airflow Sensor Cleaner. And when you're spraying this, you want to make sure that it runs down away from the electronics. At least that's what I've been told. So all I'm gonna do is just spray that little sensor inside there, and should clean it. And while I have this intake off, I guess I'm going to pull it off the throttle body, because I also have some throttle body cleaner, which I can clean up this throttle body a little bit. Well, I was going to clean the throttle body, but it's actually not dirty at all, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this back on. So as I'm waiting for that filter to dry, I was just checking everything else over and noticed the coolant level's low again, and we just filled this up like 5 months ago. Haven't driven it much, but it's all the way down here again, and the add coolant is right here, so I'm just going to add some more coolant. Alrighty, so the air filter's been drying for probably an hour, hour and a half. It's basically dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back in the car, get the MAF back in there, get all this stuff tidied up, and should be done with that. Alrighty, so I got the intake back in. It's good to go. MAF's plugged back in. Everything seems good. I topped off the radiator, and yeah, we're ready for a test drive. clean that filter and the map is because, sorry for the wind, is because the idle's been real like choppy. It kind of pops. I don't know if it was that that fixed it or just driving a little bit fixed it, but it sounds really smooth now. The idle's real smooth. Alright, sorry about the wind noise in advance, but one more thing I did was take off the IAC valve and cleaned it out with some of this stuff, throttle body and air intake cleaner, because when you start the car, it almost doesn't really die, but it drops RPMs as soon as you start it, and then it'll rev back up to where it's supposed to be idling at. So I cleaned that out. Don't know if that fixed it or not. I took the negative battery terminal off to make sure everything kind of resets itself and it could relearn when I started up again. Hopefully this fixed everything. It probably did nothing, but preventative maintenance, that's what I like to call it. All right, so I gave the battery some time to reset, went ahead and put all my tools away. All right. Let's go ahead and tighten this back up. There we go. Now let's go ahead and start it and see if it still does the weird start. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it's probably going to. Hey, it started fine actually. Usually it would rev up when you start it, and it would drop to about 500 and rev back up to where it is right now. So hopefully that stays. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned this last time or earlier in the video, but I got to get that resistor out. And I looked at the video how to do it. This one actually comes out from the front, so I got to take the radiator fan out to even get to it. And by changing that, it should fix this problem. So what it's doing is that resistor is not working correctly. It's probably broken, just like I had this same problem before. It took me forever to figure it out, but that resistor actually breaks and the fan is off. It gets up to operating temperature. It should kick the low speed fan on, but it's just going straight to high speed, so it drains all that power, creates a big power surge and shakes the whole car, drops RPM to about 200, and it'll rev back up. So I gotta fix that too, but that's going to be a next video. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.